Can we break Stefan Bellof record in the Porsche 956 around the Nürburgring? Stick around and find out.
Hello guys, and welcome to another video here at Machine Head Racing. Today we are going to try to beat the record that Stefan Bellof set on the Nürburgring in 1983 during the 1000 kilometers of Nürburgring race. The record that Stefan Bellof set stood for 35 years, and it was 6 minutes 11 13. It was only beaten by the Porsche 919 Evo in 2018. But let me try to explain why I still think that what Stefan Bellof achieved is way more relevant than the most recent record that Porsche managed to beat. If we start by comparing how the Nürburgring was back in 1983 and we compare it with today's version, we will see that the layout is mostly the same, running for 20.8 kilometers more or less. The curves and everything is the same. The elevation changes are the same. The only things that were improved are basically some of the runoff areas, some of the guardrails in order to improve the safety, and also the quality of the pavement. In the description below, I have attached a lap of the Nürburgring in that era that was done by one of Stefan Bellof teammates. And if you watch the video, you will see that the quality of the pavement is actually it's a disaster. The road was completely bumpy, and all of the drivers reported that it was really hard to keep the car under control, especially with the ride height and how rigid these cars were, in order to extract the maximum potential out of them. The other things that we have to consider when we compare Stefan Bellof's record with the recent record of the Porsche 919 is the difference in technology. These cars weighed around 800 kilos. They had 630 horsepower, and they had no kind of electronical assist such as traction control or ABS or anything like that. So that makes it a completely different animal if we compare it with the modern cars. Tire technology was not the same. Suspension design was not the same. So here it was, let's say that the driver made a bigger difference when it comes to setting a record like this. Unfortunately, in Gran Turismo, we don't have exactly the same car that Stefan Bellof drove, but we have the Porsche 962C as opposed to the Porsche 956 Group C driven by Stefan Bellof. I'm not going to be showing you how to set up the car because actually I changed almost nothing to the original setup. The only thing that I did is to install the restrictor plate to bring down the horsepower back to 620, 630, which is the power that Stefan Bellof's car had at that time. We cannot modify the weight, but there is only a 50 kilo difference between this version of the car and the one that was driven by Stefan Bellof. So without further ado, let's go and start the lap. Okay, so here we are at the Nordschleife, starting our lap at the pit area. This is another one of the differences that I forgot to mention at during the video introduction. The lap times in 1983, they were not measured starting here at the pit area. They were measured at the Dottinger straight. So this also means that probably the drivers could shave a couple more seconds just because of where the times were being measured at the time. The disadvantage that we have in today's layout is that whenever you are trying to set a lap record, of course you want to squish until the last seconds, and if you do so, you run out of braking area in the 7-inch curve. So just wanted to mention, another little difference between 1983 and today. Here we are flying towards Schudenkreuz. This car reached around 250, 270 kilometers per hour in this straight. Turning right into Adenauer. Second gear, up to third, and down to the Volkshof. Fourth gear, flat out. We'll keep it in fourth. And when we reach the bottom of the hill, downshift into third, downshift again into second, and here we are in Adenauer. With this car you have to be very careful in the low speed corners because the car has absolutely zero downforce. It's only when you reach higher speeds that you can rely a little bit more on the grip generated by the rear wing of the car. You will see here the same. The car is understeering due to it being a low speed corner. Second gear here, up to third, heading to pit puff. Miss hit miss, trying to carry as much speed as possible here. Reaching Versteifen here. Managing the accelerator, trying to avoid any wheel spin if possible. Left foot braking in most of the circuit because we can negotiate most of the corners in third gear. There's no need to downshift to second. So you will see me using the left foot to try to point the car in the direction that I want it for each different corner. Here, yes, we go down to second gear as we start the climb in the back straight. I really like the sound of this flat 6 twin turbo 620 horsepower car. Down to fourth gear. Braking at style strecke before heading to the carousel. Third gear, down to second. Here we have to try to keep between 80 to 90 kilometers per hour more or less. Flat out as soon as we see the exit of the corner. Down to third. Here normally with other cars you would have to downshift to second, but as I mentioned before, here we can keep it in third gear, no problem. Little bit of left foot braking just to help the car change direction. We switch the weight of the car to the front wheels to help it turn a little bit better. Heading down to YouTube corner now. Managing the understeer. It's always the case when you are on a curve that goes uphill. You really have to manage the understeer and prevent the car from going off track. Full speed towards the jump. Down to third gear. Try to position the car nicely now for the Stefan Bellof test. As you can see, the car doesn't even jump here due to the downforce. So we can do this part pretty much flat out. Down to third, down to second gear, and now heading towards the mini carousel. And we will be in the Dottinger straight in no time. Turning in as soon as we see the fence in the left side of the track. go down the straight. This car is able to reach between 320 and 350 kilometers per hour here, depending on the configuration. In this case, I checked the video and I reached 330 here before the corner. Now we are heading to Tiergarten, and this part is critical to achieve a good lap time. Try to maintain the speed as much as possible, braking super late. Final corner. Let's go towards the start-finish line. All right, so let's see how we did. Okay, we managed to achieve a lap of 6 minutes 4 seconds 0.4, which is pretty good. We managed to beat Stefan Bellof's record by 7 seconds. This will place us, of course, at the very top of the Machine Head Racing ranking board. Some considerations before we close the video, because I know that everybody's going to say, hey, it's Gran Turismo with SimKD and so on and so forth. So I really think that the physics of Gran Turismo are really good. The only fault that I find is that they are very optimistic with the high top-end speeds of the car. When you check the videos online of the cars going down the Nürburgring, especially when you compare them with the real lap times, you will see that in Gran Turismo you're able to achieve the max speed of the car much faster than the real-life counterparts. So this is something to take into consideration. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and see you in the next one.